So yesterday at the European Team Championship, Magnus played like this with the black pieces, the King's Indian defence. And his opponent went pawn h3, a move I absolutely love. Magnus castled and bishop e3, and it's the exact same variation which Alireza Firouzja then played later in the day. So this was yesterday, 15th of November, but he was playing it in the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. His opponent here is Robson, and I love how Magnus and Alireza are not afraid to take risks, keep chess fun, and this is an awesome game. Now we get knight c6 played, a way less common move, very provocative, just as Magnus did. d5, just as we saw in the Magnus game. But Magnus hopped to b4, Alireza comes to e5 here. Again, very provocative, because you're running into f4. I mean, look at the monster pawn centre, which white now sets up. And after knight g to e2, the bishop not coming out first, like we saw in the Magnus game, we get c6 chipping away at the centre and g4. Who wants to be on the black side of this, right? So that bishop is coming to g2, Alireza takes, pawn recaptures, and now he goes b6, looking to activate the light squared bishop onto that diagonal. So knight d4 now played, heading for the weakened c6 square. We get knight c5, hit c4, and knight c6 flicked in. Hits this queen and the pawn. So queen slides to the right is played, covering the pawn. Now we get bishop g2, covering e4, and bishop a6. Alireza wants to hop this octopus knight into the centre of the board, a la Garry Kasparov, who once famously did this against Karpov, World Championship match. And so Ray chops that one off. Not for you today, Alireza. The pawn recaptures, opening this b file. Now we get queen d2, Ray preparing to castle into it. We get e6 to chip away some more at that centre. Castle's played, pawn captures, and queen d7. And regardless of the result of this game, you've got to hand it to Alireza. He's making chess fun, just like Magnus. You know, it gets a bit stuffy, a bit samey when you watch some of the Fabi games, the Wesley games, Drawnish Giri, the stuff that he's putting out. By the way, if you don't know that reference, Giri once made 14 draws in 14 games at the candidates in 2016. Since then, he's had a bit of a reputation. These are a couple of the best memes out there, right? Kind of showing this one. Bit mean to Giri, he's not that bad. Anyway, the reputation stuck. But not Alireza, he keeps it fun. Rook he1 now played by Ray. Kind of a strange move, you know, the rook looked good behind this pawn, but still he has an advantage. Alireza challenges the file, and now we get bishop f3, preparing g5. If the knight hops here, well then you shatter the pawn structure. And what to do? You know, queen c7 looks a bit more natural to my eyes than what was played in the game, at least preparing to meet g5 with knight d7, but we see pawn h6. Now g5 comes anyway, and Alireza drops the knight to h7. I mean, that is one ugly knight. You know, you just want to pull a face when you see that. This is how you feel, right? Hikaru's got toothache. Gary's chewing on a wasp. Anyway, back to the game. Bishop g4 played. The queen is hit. It slides to the left here. Now we see h4. Clamping on that knight, h5 from Alireza, hits back this bishop, and what to do? He's in a real bind here. I mean, look at this. That is one squashed up corner of the board. Filthy. So f5 is now played, trying to break out, and you don't have to capture en passant here, which means in passing in French, by the way. That's where the term comes from. You're taking the pawn in passing. You could just carry on with rook e3, keep all the pieces squashed. But that one was played, and it's also a very natural move because you now open the g file to the king. This square is horrible. f5 could be coming, and now Alireza doesn't even take with the knight, he takes with the bishop. Horrible chess. Going after this pawn, but look at the weakness of his king, and he doesn't even bother trying to defend this. You know, all the white pieces flood in. So he says, I'm going to go for counterplay. Sidesteps with the king, ditches the pawn. Then we see this one grabbed, and now it's a time scramble. Alireza's under a minute. Ray with a bit more on the clock here. They do get some increment as well, which is seconds given back per move. So we get bishop e6, a bone in the throat. We've had this so many times in recent videos, the bishop landing on that square. And there is a tactic here. You can take, pawn recaptures, then grab the knight. Alireza doesn't see it, but after the rook's double, now he sees it, goes for it, captures the knight, but in comes this second steed into the game, preparing many horrible things. So we see bishop d4 played to keep that one on the board. It's the only source of counterplay for Alireza, but now knight e7. Queen hit. It has to come to the back rank to keep an eye on this square, not allow a checkmate, but still, now we get this liquidation. Queen recaptures, knight takes, and here white is breaking through. You've got 3 minor pieces for the queen as black, but is it going to be enough? Well, it's tough when the king is so exposed. We get this deadly check. The king driven out. This one drops, and this piece could drop off now. LPDO, loose pieces drop off. But after the king moves, it's not even captured. We get this move, check, king goes, pawn f5, threatening queen g6 mate, and what to do? The king gets on the running shoes, now the knight drops, h4, queen g6 check, king goes, and the pawns start pushing. You can't let that one become a baby girl, so bishop b5, f6, and Alireza resigns the game. The pawns are way too much. Queen is a lot better than 2 bishops. He goes down, he crashes and burns, but fair play to him for an aggressive opening, and he's still got the best shoes in town. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks very much for watching, and to see another epic game of chess, do check out the video on screen, and I hope to see you soon.